So let's talk about a huge challenge in modern software. How do you possibly keep a complex system healthy when it's made of hundreds, maybe even thousands, of tiny interacting pieces? How do you know when something's gone wrong before your users start complaining? Well, we're going to dive in and find out. Not that long ago, monitoring was a much simpler beast. You had one big application, the monolith. If it was up, great. If it was down, well, not so great. But at least you knew exactly where to look. But now, we live in the age of microservices. So instead of one big thing, we've got hundreds of these small, independent services all chattering away to each other. Now, this is awesome for development speed and for scaling, but for monitoring, yeah, it can feel like you're trying to listen to 100 different conversations all at the same time. So that begs the question, right? Why do these new architectures demand a completely different way of thinking about monitoring? Well, it really boils down to this. With a microservice architecture, you just have way more moving parts. And this forces a fundamental shift in your mindset. In these kinds of systems, the failure of one small piece isn't some massive catastrophe. It's actually a normal, expected event. The real goal isn't to prevent every single failure from happening, it's to build a system that's resilient enough to withstand them when they inevitably do. Okay, so if we accept that failures are going to happen, how in the world do we keep track of them? How do we get visibility into the health of every single one of those services? The foundational tool for this is the health check, and it's a beautifully simple idea. It's really just a way for a monitoring system to ask each individual microservice a very direct question. Hey, are you okay? Are you healthy? And can you do your job right now? By getting this constant stream of yes or no answers from every service, we start to build a real-time map of our entire system's health. Now, these checks basically come in two main flavors. The first is what we call pull-based. Think of this like a supervisor who's constantly walking around and asking each service for a status update. The second is push-based. This is where each service is responsible for proactively checking in with the monitoring system to say, hey, I'm still here and I'm healthy. So when would you use one versus the other? Well, that push-based model is absolutely perfect for scheduled services. Imagine a job that has to process payments every night at midnight. A pull-based check might actually miss it if it's not running. But with a push model, the service checks in after it runs successfully. So if that check-in never arrives, you know something's wrong.
All right, so we know a service is unhealthy. Now what? What happens next? Let's look at how we can automate this entire process, from the moment we detect a problem all the way to recovery.
So here's what a fully automated workflow can look like. Step 1. A tool like Console detects a failure using one of those health checks we just talked about. Step 2. That detection immediately triggers an alert. Step 3. The right people get notified, maybe through something like PagerDuty or a message in Slack. And here's the coolest part. Step 4. Even as people are just finding out about it, the system itself is already trying to recover. It can use patterns like a circuit breaker from a library like Hystrix to temporarily stop sending traffic to the failing service. So let's quickly recap that toolkit. You've got Console, which is a service discovery tool, and it's what finds our services and checks their health. Then you have Console Alerts, which watches for any problems and kicks off the whole process. PagerDuty or Slack gets that message to a human. And Hystrix, which is a library that came out of Netflix, is what builds in that fault tolerance so the system can start healing itself right away. All right, so what are the big things to remember from all this? First, the very nature of distributed systems, all those moving parts, makes really good monitoring absolutely critical. You just can't fly blind. Second, health checks are a most basic tool for getting visibility, and they come in those two main flavors, pull-based and push-based. And finally, by combining the right tools, like Console, PagerDuty, and Hystrix, we can create a really powerful automated toolchain that handles incidents from detection all the way through recovery. Hey, if you found this breakdown useful for getting your head around the complexities of system monitoring, please take a second to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help us create more explainers on the topics that you care about. And I'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. As these automated recovery patterns get more and more sophisticated and our systems get better at healing themselves, what does that mean for the future role of us, the human operators? What should we be focusing on when the system itself is already handling the immediate crisis? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.